Yo, you already know what it is, man. It's your boy Domwork, man. And look, now if I told y'all I had a build that can get downhill, put pressure on the rim, cause defenses to rotate, and basically be an unstoppable playmaker, you'd probably think I was talking about some big slashing 6'9" LeBron type of build. But this is a 6'3", 180-pound guard build that can literally get to the rim at will. And unlike them bigger slashers that can kind of bully their way to the rim using their strength and their size, this build's main advantage is going to be its agility. So that's the speed, the quickness, the excel, the speed with ball and things like that. And as y'all can see, I'm literally taking the inbound, blowing by anybody who's trying to full court press me. And look, y'all already know what it is, bro. Once you get beat on that press, you're done. You're not catching back up. This build has a 91 speed with ball, and I have Hall of Fame blow by. So if you want to press, it's a good chance I'm gonna just blow right by you, brush you off. So now you in my rear view, and somebody got to step up to help you. So it's either gonna be an easy assist or an easy bucket. And I'm telling y'all, on this build right here, bro, I really can't do no wrong. And it's three main badges that allow this build to be an unguardable playmaker, and one of them is blow by. Obviously, I've been talking about that. The second one is bailout. And the third one is the float game. Y'all already know what it is. And with this Hall of Fame blow by, bro, it really doesn't matter if you're playing good D and getting bumpy or whatever like that. 9 times out of 10, I'ma end up getting by you. And y'all can call it cheese or no skill if you want to. But that's the perks of having a 97 ball handle and being a true playmaking build in this game. And I think a lot of those little details and mechanics are often slept on when it comes to making guard builds, especially smaller guards, because as y'all know, a lot of people tend to sacrifice things like speed with ball, excel, and those things unlock a lot of badges and animations that can make your life a lot easier as a guard. And like I said earlier, it's really hard to do any wrong on this build because look, I'm gonna get by you, then I'm gonna either have an easy floater, or if somebody comes over to help, I'm gonna just bail out to the open man. So this build puts a lot of pressure on the rim just because of how fast it is and how it can attack downhill. But it's also a shot creator. And y'all can see how easy it is to blow by the defender, get right to my spot, and go right into that pull-up. And if dudes want to overplay the job, y'all already know what my favorite weapon is. That step back really have them looking crazy out here. But if you didn't see the build when I first dropped it, here's a quick look at it. So like I said, it's my 6'3" playmaking 3-level threat. And as I mentioned before, I really made this build to see what that Hall of Fame blow by was like. And I also wanted to have a guard build with Hall of Fame speed booster. So this is really a speed demon, shot creating playmaker type of build. And despite the lack of defense on it, I actually enjoy taking this build out into the random wreck. Cause like I always say, with these offensive juggernaut type of builds, your offense is supposed to make up for your lack of defense. And to be honest with you, the only time I really have any offensive struggles on this build is when I'm playing with an inside big who just doesn't know what he's doing. Because I firmly believe that as a point guard in 2K, you gotta be able to score the ball, cause the defense to rotate, and get your teammates open. And y'all seen what the build looks like. So if I can't comfortably get to the paint or get to that mid-range pull-up because of the spacing, it's gonna be rough out there. And the thing I can't stand about most of these inside bigs is the fact that, like, look, it could be so simple. Just bring your ass out the paint and set a screen. Set a screen for me, set an off-ball screen for somebody. A lot of these dudes just park their ass up under the rim and they ain't doing nothing but clogging the paint, because if I throw them the ball, they have no post game, they have no ability to score the ball. So they really just in the way and making everyone's job that much harder. But look how simple this shit is. Big man sets the pick, I come off the screen, now the big man gotta pick me up. And of course he's gonna overplay the job because he's not fast enough to keep up with me. And like I said, if they wanna do that, I'm gonna just go to the step back every single time and it never fails. But at the end of the day, it is the rack and you can't really expect everybody to have high basketball IQ in here. I mean, it just is what it is. But like I always say, if you don't have a certain level of IQ, you should not be on a center and you should not be on a point guard. Because if you have an idiot at either one of those positions, you gon' take it out. There's no way around it. And I instantly know when I'm playing with a big who knows what he's doing because the game just feels easier. 2K is not a hard game. It should never feel complicated. And as y'all can see with this team right here, the spacing is good, the big man setting good screens, rolling off of him. And even though his man had 22 points, because he's not hindering the offense, we're able to combat that and we're leading by 14 at the half. And that's why I always say, when it comes to this random wreck shit, bro, you gotta pick a struggle. You can't come out here and suck on offense and defense. You gotta give us something. But we come into the end of the third quarter, and as y'all can see, they kind of closed the gap a little bit. And the big man's gonna pick me up off the screen right here. And even though the blow by activated, he kind of played good D and he had that takeover on, so he kind of bumped me right there. But once you fully switch onto a guard build like this, all I really gotta do is back it out and blow right by you. He really doesn't stand a chance at guarding me. Now right here, for whatever reason, the spacing in the corner got kind of bad. I don't know if he just wasn't paying attention or what. But what I like about the center on my team is that he's not allowing his man to help without making him pay for it. Because to me, there's nothing more annoying than getting someone's man to commit to helping and them not putting themselves in a position to get an easy bucket. That's just bad ball. And when you allow teams to help and do whatever they want to do with no penalty, you're not going to win that game. But as y'all can see, this team started making some careless mistakes down the stretch, like right there, throwing the ball away on an inbound, trying to force a pass. And in a tight game like this, you want to make them pay for making them silly mistakes. And I believe their center, who was really carrying them, to be honest, I think he ended up quitting shortly after these plays because it's like, why even waste your time? These dudes ain't out here playing winning ball, so you're just wasting your time out here putting up numbers and your team just throwing the ball away in the clutch and shit like that. It's a complete waste of time. But I got another gameplay for y'all, and to be honest, man, this team really wasn't that good. And right off the rip, you see I'm able to get to the paint and get the floater to go right up and over the big man. Now, I don't know if he don't have interior defense or block on his build or what, but it was basically a 50-50 take, and luckily it paid off for me. Now, right here, y'all can see me go from a light jog straight into that sprint, and I blow right by the defender and get right into that floater. And right there, that's all speed with ball. And they switch another defender onto me early right here, but as you can see, he's going to end up playing the job way too heavily. So like I said, I just hit him with the step back, and that's a bucket. But as I was saying earlier, man, I don't think this team was really that good. But we still found ourselves down 16 with a minute and some change left in the second quarter. And it was really only one dude getting cooked. But this team was doing a lot of blitzing and running at whoever had the ball because the spacing was so bad they could get away with it. And that's why you see I just kind of slowed things down and took my time right there, because when you're playing teams like that just want to blitz and run at the ball handler, they're trying to speed you up and they want you to play fast, and you're really just playing into their hands if you do it. And a lot of these dudes in the random rec, they're not paying attention to these type of things. They're not paying attention to tendencies. They're not watching how defenses are playing you. So as the point guard, especially if I'm not on the mic, I gotta set an example of how the game needs to be played if we're really trying to get the dub. Now the shooting guard makes the great cut right here, but I end up missing him on it. But look, we still end up getting the 2 off the floater, and I really just wasn't expecting him to be that open. But I mean, it is what it is as long as we score, because right now we're just trying to make this comeback. I don't really care who scores or how we get it. But we're playing some pretty solid defense right here, and that's what we got to do if we want to keep this momentum going and make this comeback. And look, nothing hurts more than a stretch big who just cannot hit a shot. And their big man actually ended up quitting right at the beginning of the fourth quarter, because I guess they was getting on him, because y'all see his stats. He's 0 for 4 from 3, 1 for 5 overall, so he was not having a good game. And when you lose your center, you already know you're losing a big part of your rim protection, because the AI is just going to follow his man around wherever he goes. So unless the user manually calls for the help from the big, as long as my big man stays out and away from the paint, it should be easy buckets all day. But this dude's still pressing me full court, man, and I wish that everybody would just get out the way when people do this. But as soon as I find the daylight to get to a floater, my center ends up cutting to the paint, bringing the AI down there, and he gets a 56% on it, but somehow I'm able to get it to go. I don't know if it's because I'm in takeover or what, but as y'all can see, this dude's still getting fried by these mid-range pull-ups. Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I missed this dude right here on a couple of cuts, and I missed him right there. I mean, that could have been a wide open 3, so I'm not mad at him for calling that timeout. And it's not like he's ass either, because he's the one dude who actually was hitting his shots. But in close games like this, when we're trying to make comebacks, I can easily forget that I have teammates out there and start trying to do everything myself. And to be honest, that's almost like an adaptation of playing random rec, because y'all see what happens when these dudes get the ball. So it's not an excuse, because at the end of the day, this is a team game and you gotta work together to win. But it's shit like that that makes it hard for me to want to look for these dudes first or really trust them in the clutch situations. I'd rather just bring the ball down, go into a pick and roll with my center, and take whatever I can get out of it. Now right here, this dude is gonna do what a lot of guards do in the rec when they see they going up against my build right here, and he gonna try to bully his way to the rim. But as you can see, I play some pretty solid D right there and I get the stop. But for whatever reason, Dudes are still giving up threes, so now we down 2 with a minute and some change left in the game. Now, I don't know why it's like a habit of guards in the rec to want a full court press every single inbound, but if you do that, now you're out of position, you're not going to be fast enough to keep up, and like I said, because their big man quit, that paint is going to be open all the time. And I'm going to get around this defender one way or another. I mean, his build just ain't equipped to guard me. And right here, he actually switches the assignments, and somehow he gets a stop on my center. But now we tied at 64 with a minute and 40 left in the game. Now we out on a break right here, and instead of forcing the issue and trying to score myself, I just slow it down, take my time, find the open man, and like I said, I missed him a couple of times this game, so I kind of owed him that one, and he knocks down the big 3. But some people just never learn from their mistakes, and this dude is still pressing me full court. And look, if you don't have gold or Hall of Fame fast feet or 94 feet, you don't need to be pressing anybody, because as y'all can see, it's going to be an easy blow by, an easy layup, or an easy dive. And right here it kind of gets messy, but I'm able to find a good look at a midi, get it to go, and that pretty much sealed the game. So yeah, man, I just wanted to bring out some more gameplay of this build because look, as of right now, this is my favorite guard build to play on, even despite the lack of defense on it. And y'all can see how fast and shifty this build is. I can literally get to anywhere I want to on the court, and having that kind of speed and agility makes this build an elite scorer, an elite playmaker, and just an overall blast to hoop on out there. But as always, man, I appreciate all the support. Let me know what y'all think about the build and the gameplay in the comments. And if you ain't follow me on Twitter, be sure to give me a follow over there at BeLikeDom. And y'all already know what it is, man. Stay up. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one.